There we go. Look at me yammering away like it's
We'll catch up
3:59.
later on that.
Well, 3:59 your time anyway. Uh, it's 2 p.m. real time, as I like to call it. Pacific time, as you may refer
It's
to it as. Okay.
I call it David time.
Oh wait, I need to actually turn that off. Let me see. Like, are we actually going? Oh my God! Yeah, there we are. Holy crap!
Yes.
Yeah, we're there. Woo! All right. No wait. If I do that, then I can't see the comments. There we go. Okay. So anyway, so to catch you up, by the way, I okay. This is random, but I think that this is going to be worth listening to. Okay, so I was giving a talk in Spain, and they had live translation as everybody was talking into English and Spanish. And so they brought all of us up for a debate after our talks. And so I had my English things in because, first of all, I'm not that good at Spanish. And second of all, there were a bunch of different dialects there. I didn't know if I was going to be able to catch. Anyway, at one point in time, somebody said something to me in Spanish and it was coming in English. But, you could still hear the Spanish. So I started to respond in Spanish. And then what happened was the translator translated me speaking in Spanish into my own headphones as I was speaking.
That's crazy.
And it was the strangest, most disorienting feeling I have ever had in my life. I just immediately stopped speaking and was just like, oh my God.
I don't think I could do that.
It was a little like this, where it's like window and window and window. My head just started to explode. Anyway.
Wow.
All right, but so to catch us up, I wanted to let you know. So the last time, I think I may have mentioned that we were going to do. I was going to plug some of these things into the sound change applier for Mark Rosenfelder. Mark Rosenfelder's sound change applier 2. Usually I do that to check my sound changes to make sure that they actually work the way that I thought they should. And indeed, they did not. There was one thing that was wrong, and I wanted to make a note of it because I changed it on the document. It's different from last time. So this part, the central vowel annihilation part 2, this was the, my goodness, this was the catch-all that was going to fix all the problems.
Wait. Your idea of problems.
Yeah. Well,
I just had to get that out there.
Well, here was the problem, because it was a problem. Remember how I came up with this idea to save Ingala, right?
Yes.
It was going to be Angala or Ingala, right?
Right.
But I saved it so that it could be Ingala. Well, it didn't work. It didn't work when schwa became a. Schwa had to become e in order for it to work.
Okay.
Unless, okay, here, go take a look. Unless I misunderstood, where is it? This rule, progressive assimilation, unless I mixed it up. No, I didn't. Yeah, look, it's written right there. So remember that our central vowels are changing because of a vowel that comes before them.
Right.
Not after.
Right.
So if you follow along with Ngala, right? Mm-hmm. What happens is along the way is, right, not a schwa is inserted anymore, but a copy vowel is inserted. That copy vowel is a, okay?
Wait, but the schwa would have been, that was up there.
Yeah, so, but here's the crucial thing. Because a copy vowel is inserted, it raises to schwa, okay? It raises to schwa. And then
because of the prenasal raising.
Yes. And then at the end of the chain, at the end of all of our sound changes, it's still schwa. It's still schwa, right? Because...
But why wouldn't the schwa at the central vowel annihilation part 2 become a?
It did. It did. So central vowel annihilation part 2 did take place, but it turned the schwa into a rather than a. Initially, we were thinking that it was going to change to a because it was going to be in a front vowel context because it was going to have a, but the a's after it, not before it. Not before it. So I changed it so that the schwa becomes a, and it's fine. Now both of the central vowels are becoming front vowels. It's fine. It works now.
Okay.
All right. So, anyway, not enthusiastic about schwa a gohiza. Enthusiastic about killing it. All right. Let's just be clear. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So
That is good.
So I wanted to show you how this works. So we have our Sanchez. Actually, you know what? Let's jump to first things first. We had a vote on our Patreon, and the vote was about how to rescue intervocalic voiceless stops. And I came up with 4 ways to do it, and then I also left an option for let's not do it. Anyway, the vote came through, and everybody voted on my method 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to be adding coda S's. So this language now has coda N's and coda S's. And the thing is, coda S is going to go to H, which is going to cause gemination in at least in voiceless stops. And then there's going to be a great big degemination rule that's going to happen at the end of all of this. And it's going to leave us with this scenario where in the modern language you have ata and ada. And it's a voicing distinction that arose from an original distinction where it was just a T in between vowels and then an ST in between vowels. So,
as a side note, we have more viewers today who are new viewers, and some people were asking what this language is and why it's being created.
Ooh.
And someone suggested, I lost track of where the comment is, but there is a suggestion that we remind people what's going on here.
Good idea. Good idea. So, my name is David Peterson. You?
I'm Jessie. I'm Jessie Sams. I should have said Sams. Jessie Sams.
Yeah, and we are the creators of the language for the new show Motherland Fort Salem, which debuted yesterday.
Last night.
Yeah, last night. But you can't see the language yet. It doesn't come until episode 3, right?
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. I'm very, very impatiently waiting.
Yeah. So not next week, but the week after that. It's on Freeform. Anyway, we're creating a language live from scratch. We've been doing it in like 2-hour chunks. This is our 4th 2-hour chunk. We're working on the phonology. I think we're about done. We might finish today. There's only one lingering issue that needs to be taken care of. So let's see. Is anything happening at the end of the word? Let's leave that question open. I'm going to add a new question. Well, this is actually going to be question 7, so don't worry about that. But I'm putting it before question 6. The question is, be sure we look at all the environments for Coda S. Okay. All right. So Motherland Fort Salem, by the way, it's about way back during the Salem witch trials. The theory is that there actually were witches. They were real, and they actually had powers. And then what happened was they came to a compromise with the U.S. government and said, all right, instead of being burned, we will work for you as a military force. And so then from that point on, the U.S. military is pretty much only witches. And so now we're in modern day, or even maybe, is it a little in the future?
You know, that is not 100% clear. I think it's meant to be modern day, but I mean, what would modern day look like with witches? So I honestly don't know.
Yeah, so this show is following some witch recruits. Generally, you know, witches kind of go through high school, and at the end of high school, they decide, all right, are you going to join the military or not? And so we follow some witches that have joined the military. Anyway, so that's the setup. It has a really cool opening. Did they?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Yep, they showed it.
Yeah. Honestly, that was the first thing I saw, and that was what sold me on the show, on working on it, was the opening.
The cinematography is beautiful. There are some beautiful shots, and it's impressive to me.
Yep. And, you know, it's about young people, so good-looking teens. Yeah. It's always
that
nice.
Too. But, yes, this language, though, is for rabbits.
Right, this language. Okay, so the reason that we're able to do this live is because this is a language that isn't covered by an NDA, because it's for a project that I'm working on, that I'm doing. That is, I'm creating a board game, and it's going to have several different anthropomorphic animal species, and each of them is going to have a language, and this one is for rabbits. So, I said this to Jessie and it meant nothing to her, but it'll of course mean everything to you. Think Bucky O'Hare, but not in space. Right?
I love that, but not in space. I mean that.
Yeah.
No idea what you mean, but great.
So, since I first mentioned it, you haven't pulled up Bucky O'Hare on YouTube and
I
watched
sure
the whole series?
Have not.
Bucky O'Hare.
I need to take better notes when we talk, apparently.
Yeah, I just thought, mentioning that the fact that there was a show called Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars would be so exciting to you that would be the first thing you did.
I would like to point out there are some comments here. Wesley says, but who is Bucky O'Hare? I'm just saying, I'm not alone, I don't think.
There you go.
A badass rabbit?
That's
is that
exactly right. Bucky O'Hare is a badass rabbit. And he is leading the resistance against the Toad Empire. Ah, what a show. What a show. And a passably good video game. It was in the era of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and The Simpsons and Captain Commando, and what was the other one I was thinking of that was like that? Maybe Golden Axe 2. Those types of games.
I've heard of 2 of those.
All right. Progress. Yes. Anyway, also, by the way, just another bit of background. We're totally skipping the whole, or the animals have different sound systems. We're just pretending that they have human sound systems so that we can create a more or less human language for these rabbits. But at the same time, there are no humans in the universe, so there won't be words for humans or anything like that. Anyway, just rabbit folk. And we're going to get there, good Lord, because we're going to have to come up with words for, rabbit folk.
Rabbit things. We've already decided their lifespan is longer, so. Because we found out very sadly they really only live for a year.
Oh, God, that's right. In the wild? What was it like?
Sorry, I forgot to remind you. I'm sorry. That must have been terrifying.
1 to 3 years. That was, we just did an interview for Conlangery. So if you want to find out more about this, check out the Conlangery podcast in April. I think he said it was going to go on April 6th.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. I was going to say April 1st, but that seemed wrong. Yeah. I do believe it's April 6th.
Yeah. Anyway, so we go into it. Yeah, apparently rabbits in the wild only live 1 to 3 years. Was it? I mean, it's just, poor little things. I mean.
But ours are going to live longer because.
Oh, yeah.
Much they're longer. Just better.
Okay. Anyway, so, all right. So then what we're doing right now is first we came up with our initial proto-phonology, and then we were applying some sound changes. This is going to be this is how the question came up. We were asking how many generations of rabbits, and I said 10. How long could that be? Ha, 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 ha. Anyway.
And it was 10 years.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So there are more humanish generations. So the language has had some years on it. Some years, all right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of centuries anyway, at least. But not as long as our languages. Anyway, so we're applying sound changes to the proto-phonology and trying to get it a satisfying result. And we're almost there. So the last thing we did is introduced a bunch of intervocalic lenition. And then it lenited too far for some viewers. Is he here? I don't think he's here anymore. The person that I rescued intervocalic voiceless stops for is not here. Oh well. He'll be glad anyway. So we rescued them with, this is just a common trick I use. So in other words, if you have too much lenition and everything is voiced and you want something voiceless, geminates. And that fixes the problem. So anyway, what I wanted to show you is that you can use Mark Rosenfelder's sound change applier to just throw in, that's Meridian.
You weren't supposed to say the name.
I know.
Is everything okay?
She's crying.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, boy. She's supposed to be napping. I don't know if she's already started, but anyway, we gotta keep going. We're wasting time here. It's just spinning away. So Aaron's in there with her.
Okay.
So probably something occurred. And she hasn't gone down for a nap yet. And it's probably my fault. But anyway, so you can plug...
More on that later.
You can plug the sound changes into Mark Rosenfelder's sound change applier so that you can very quickly just throw in some proto words and see how they work. So for those who haven't used it, For those who have used it, you know that there are certain things that you have to do simply to make things work that don't necessarily make linguistic sense. Because after all, it is a computer program, and it doesn't understand things the way that, a human being does. So, this is it. And so this is what I had to do. You know what? It occurs to me I should probably make this bigger. How do you do that on Safari? I got it. Here we go.
Oh, can't you do the Command plus?
Yes.
Oh wait, you have a different keyboard.
No. Not when it comes to plus. Not when it comes to plus.
Okay.
So, viewers, is this large enough? If not, I can make it larger.
I don't see.
Just give me a yay or nay.
I don't see many complaints. I know on the screen I'm looking at from my end, it's not perfect, but I can definitely see things. Oh, it's blurry.
More larger, got it.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just have to do some scrolling then. That should be hopefully good enough. Yeah. By the way, we outright rejected ejectives for this language. However, don't worry, because I think that in the mouse language, there's probably going to be ejectives when we get there. It's a bit small. This is fine. I can read it now. Oh my god, this is getting overcrowded. Anyway, one more click. We'll just scroll. Okay, so this is what I did. Incidentally, when you were wondering about questions, so I'm sorry, not questions, stress. I found some ways to deal with stress. Initially, I just actually used accented characters, except that it ran into problems with multiple replacements when it was just a combining diacritic. So you with an accent mark is one character, but schwa with an accent mark is treated as two characters. And so when you try to do batch replacements, it screwed everything up. So what I did was I just used capital letters. I know that capital letters are used for categories, but so long as they don't overlap, you can do that. So what you do to create things in this is you create your categories. V is for vowel. These are all the vowels that occur in the language, proto or modern, and then the capital ones are stressed. These, on the other hand, are unstressed versus stressed. I guess, was it never relevant for... Let me add those, just in case. It may not have been relevant for anything I did, but in fact...
Oh, wait, that can't be stressed, though, right? Because the ash became an ash if it was an A in an unstressed environment?
No.
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 I'm wrong. It's good.
Don't worry about that. These are all the consonants. And by the way, for our prenasalized consonants, I just used these. I think these are implosives. It wasn't it wasn't because they're actually implosives, but it was because the prenasalized consonants needed to be a single segment, and so I just used those. These are sibilants. They ended up not being relevant. All our nasals. These are just the prenasalized consonants, and again, those are prenasalized. High vowels, because they're becoming glides. And notice this is what I needed to do for the replacement. So I put the glides twice so that these become like that. It's just the way to make the program work. Let's see, what are these? Front vowels. These are non-high vowels. Looks like. I used Y for barred I so that I could make a capitalized version of it very easily. Okay, and as you use this, I select this option because I like it the best. That is, it shows you the input and shows you the output on the right. I'm not showing differences from last time, but I do report which rules apply and rewrite on output. That's good. And so these are all the sound changes. And some of them are going to look really weird. And also these are basically just rewrite rules. So in other words, it says just take all the capital letters out of the language. We know what's stressed. Anyway, so kind of give you a summary. This was, what was it, J to F? Oh, right. This is giving us our stress rule. Our stress rule was uniform. That is, it was word initial stress for everything, right? So the very first thing I do is basically tell it to capitalize the first vowel of every single word. The consonant is, unnecessary, so it just makes it a capital, and now we have stress written into our words for the purposes of the rules. And then this is our copy vowel rule. In other words, say, remember K is our pre-nasalized consonant group. It says at the beginning of a word, before a pre-nasalized consonant, before the vowel A, and I did stressed because it's always going to be stressed, insert an unstressed A. So in other words, go from nothing to an unstressed A in this environment. That's what that rule reads. And the same for I, U, and schwa. This one is a nasal assimilation rule. Note that we only have N as a coda, so it doesn't need to apply to any other nasals. It's just N becoming labial or N becoming velar in a labial and velar context. This is what's getting rid of our, our prenasalized stops and fricative. It's turning them into sequences. This is our great two vowel rule, right? So this is what gave us O and A, and it's giving us the stressed versions, getting rid of the schwa and ah combinations and so on. This is HG. Remember, this is giving us our glides. Crucially, we had to do the glides after the vowel. Before the vowel. Before we did them after the vowel. Otherwise, it screwed things up. Even though they
horribly.
Yeah, even though they happen at the same time, right?
Right.
In the program, it screwed things up, so I just had to do it that way. W to X is fronting. What is that? Yeah, it's fronting. Oh, but it's after. This is our prenasal raising rule. So
yes.
So that happens first. And I had to do it in two batches, one that affected unstressed vowels and one that affected stressed vowels. Then this is our fronting rule. W to X. I guess it's just fronting all of those. Anyway.
Yes, that would be the fronting, because that's the A, schwa, and central, and X is the ash, the E, and the I. So
it's weird that
is indeed fronting.
It's weird that it's changing them everywhere. Oh, stressed. Because it's
capital.
Yes. So this is stressed ones fronting. That's it. Okay. And then this is what happens to the rest of our central vowels and how it kills them. And it defines the context. By the way, I had to make a decision here. So for the diphthongs, I and ow, I treated I as a front vowel context, and ow is a back vowel context.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think that makes sense.
Okay, you're fine with it? Okay.
I'm good with that. Are you good with it?
Fine. I just wanted to ask. I had to make a decision. And this is our nasal stop simplification rule. So all of basically the voiceless stops are being deleted after nasals, leaving only the nasals. This is the unbelievable arcane garbage I had to do to get the DZ and DL rule to come out right, or NDL. This is
How many times did you have to run it just to try out to make sure that all this was typed correctly? Because this is, it looks insane when you're looking at it in terms of knowing that all these letters stand for categories that are not the actual IPA symbols.
Yeah, but as you're doing it, I mean, it's no problem. It's like 30 or 40, but it doesn't, it runs really easy, you'll see. This is turning voiceless stops into voiced after nasals. This is giving us our ts after N from S, and this is giving our weak fricatives going to H after nasals. Now we can do our intervocalic voicing, and it had to be in this order. So all the voiceless stuff is getting voiced intervocalically. And this is our new S rule. It has to be done last. That's giving us our intervocalic voiceless consonants. So first, S is becoming a copy before this. And then this special rule, the little upper 2 character, is saying any consonant is going to go to nothing when it's a geminate. So that's our degemination rule. Finally, our last rule is our central vowel killer, our central vowel annihilation 2. All remaining schwas go to E, and all remaining barred I goes to E. I, or whatever. You know the ones I mean. And these are just rewrite rules so that we don't have capital letters anymore. So, here we go. Now,
so exciting.
We're going to go ahead and put in something like that. Gala. Let's see, I don't know. Any other favorites? Anything else you want to throw in there? How about let's do Asta versus Atta?
Obviously. What were some of the ones that we had tested as we're... Well, now I can't even remember. My brain is on overdrive. Let's just do like... Let's see, we already have that one.
We need to do some other vowels here. And some diphthongs.
I was going to say, yeah, we need some 2 vowels.
Let's see.
We definitely need like an I, A versus like the AI, so that way we make sure it goes both ways, the correct way. You're just on a roll. That's so good.
Yeah, I don't know.
And by the way, yes, I am reading the chat. It's just so far, I didn't want to interrupt the description on the sound changes because Jason's absolutely right. We are going to focus on trying to finish.
We don't have
the phonology. What's that?
We don't have OI, but we do have...
No, because we don't have O in the old form.
How about that? No, wanking. That's funny. All right. Let's see.
We need humor right now.
Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Give me just a minute. I'm going to increase the size of the window.
That is unfortunate the way it's... Oh. However, I do see Ingala.
Yeah.
I see it.
Oh my gosh. No matter how big I make the window...
I think you're going to have to zoom out. Because sometimes it just reaches its maximum zoomed in capability.
Right.
And it decides it's going to change the window with it.
Okay. And so we know where our stresses are. That's why I got rid of the capital letters. All right. So it's always at the beginning of the word, first syllable, unless it had this epenthetic vowel. So we know it's engala, and otherwise ata, ada, emaga, mana, maungu. Yeah, maungu.
Maungu. Yes.
Faiche. And by the way, regarding this, whatever, we know what diphthong it is. Wanging. Wanging. Wanging.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
All right. So that's so now we can just kind of punch words into here if we want to see how they come out.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, first of all, for my end for having done that already, because holy cow, that's a lot. So from all of us watching, thank you.
Yeah, and of course the best part about this is it doesn't save. So like you have to be putting this into another document.
Oh my gosh.
You can do these. Like it'll print you out a little file that you can save.
Okay.
And then it'll parse that file, but I'd rather for me it's easier to just paste it into notes so that I've got them.
That is a good piece of advice, though, because I feel like that's something that I would just leave and not think about being open in my browser, and at some point just shut my whole browser down, and that would be so sad to have to start over.
Oh yeah, I've had to do it before. So one thing that I have to remember is I updated these categories. So at the end of the chat, I need to paste that into our notes document. Anyway, so back to here. Let's go ahead. Before I write up the sound changes, let's look at this, the other environments for Coda S. So in other words, we've added Coda S, and we know what it does to give us geminates. But let's look at some other ones. So, for example, we can have words that end in S now. So that's something to note, see if we like it. But it can also occur before liquids, nasals, and there's no reason why it couldn't occur before prenasalized consonants as well. And what else have we got? So we've already done voiceless stops. How about, masfa and masha, and also masha. I think that something is there to cover that. Let's see what happens. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I don't know if you can see the output lexicon yet. It'll be on the right. Mm-hmm. But already I'm seeing one thing. We have S geminating H, but not F or H. That seems like an oversight because I feel like it should. And now, so I'm going to write that rule in.
Are you talking about like where we get to masfa?
Yes.
Okay, so like the F would become a geminate, it'd be masfa?
Yeah, and so I just wrote that in. And I want to show you what the difference is going to be specifically. I'm going to get rid of, we know what's happening there. I'm going to get rid of these for the time being. Okay, and just...
And as you're getting rid of things, Beatrice did ask if these words that are being generated are in line with how you had hoped that the rabbits would speak, like if it sounds right.
It's evolving to a point where I am good with it. Like, I imagined something different. I definitely imagined something different. But, you know, it's kind of unique and kind of cool. I like it. Anyway, but by the way, can you see on the screen now? So now we have distinctions between voiceless and voiced weak fricatives.
And that makes me so happy, quite frankly.
All right, cool. So then that's good. That's a part of it. Now the question is what to do about these. So, and there's actually another question after this that we're going to need to ask ourselves, I think. So we have masla and masma, and then notice that the same thing is happening with the prenasalized consonants. You could just get masma.
Right. I feel like we should have a difference between masma that is a result of a prenasalized consonant, and then we could do geminate nasals, right? Mamma.
We could.
But then they wouldn't really. I guess it would just become mamma at that point.
Yeah, it would be no different from if the S weren't there at all. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the question is, do you like the S there or not? We could just make it a blanket gemination rule across the board, and we will never have S as a coda in between words, or like
wait,
you know what I'm saying?
Wait. Don't we have? Oh, it's only intervocalically that fricatives become voiced, right?
And not S though. Remember, we
haven't. That's right. We haven't S gotten, and Z were special.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to Z yet.
How do you feel though about making an exception and making it mesma? Mesma.
I would be fine with that.
I would actually. I think that would be cool because otherwise, I mean, the Z would never be in that position anyway because it wouldn't end a syllable. So that would be the only way we would get that Z in that position would be because an S had become voiced.
Yeah. Now, It is a bit of an uncomfortable thing for the prenasalized stops, though. It's hard to think that it wouldn't just have the same thing happen.
I think it would have to be the same thing at that point if that were the option that we were doing. So we would just get overlap there where both forms would be masma.
Yes, but...
Or...
well, I'm thinking it could also geminate.
The prenasalized would?
Yeah, ma. So ma ba. Maybe not. So
just a second, I'm rechecking the ordering of our rules because we get rid of the prenasalized really fast, don't we?
You know, now that I'm saying it to myself, though, I kind of hear what you're saying, and I feel like maybe you're right. It should just be a Z. It should be exactly the same.
That's okay. Right. I'm right.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to say S goes to Z before nasals and liquids. Let's just see what happens. Okay. It's fine.
Oh, actually... Okay. Just a suggestion from Golden Pelt, who asked, what about S becomes Z before prenasalized consonants, but remain voiceless before just original? So masma versus masma.
It's your banana. How do you want to peel it?
Let's take a moment and let that sink in. Masma, masma. Ooh, I actually kind of like that. I mean, it would give us, I don't know how often. Well, but then we have to argue, though, at that point, would we retain masla instead of masla?
It depends. We go back to our original argument. Is L plus continuant or minus continuant?
Oh, you already know that my answer is plus continuant.
And so that would give us masla, not masla.
Well, in that case, just a second, because we have checking out all our rules again. Where is the voicing? Oh my word. I swear I'm staring right at it and not seeing it.
Will these rabbits be standard or anthropomorphic? If we have standard, I guess that's analog, so they will be digital rabbits. That is anthropomorphic.
Okay, so it would only be between, but we would have to change. No, we wouldn't have to change. That's only a voiceless stop. Where is our voicing for fricatives?
It occurs at the end, and it's just with weak fricatives. So in other words...
There it is. Why do I keep looking right over it? They voice between vowels. So if we change that, why would minus or plus continuant be of issue there?
This is the issue. Is L going to be treated more like a stop or more like a fricative? If it's treated like a stop, I think it makes sense for the S to voice, because then it's voicing before minus continuant things. That is, well, then you have to get into the issue with the nasals, but basically it's voicing before prenasalized consonants and before L, but for some reason not before nasals. It's weird now that I'm saying it, but anyway.
That is weird. Mm-hmm. So what is disappearing there? Okay, so now I'm rethinking everything. Not everything. Based on what we have, because we did stick with the between vocals, maybe we should just leave it S's, masla and masma. But why do I like masma for the prenasalized stops? Would that work if we did that? Would that work logically.
We could just do it.
It works logically for me. That's great. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
Because they feel different. You know what I'm saying? I feel it.
However, if it's going to voice before prenasalized stops only, that has to happen before they stop being prenasalized stops.
Which would have to happen
way earlier.
Before rule number 3.
And so, before the thing that kills them, which is in this document, right there. It has to be before that. So it's probably going to be right here, along with the nasal assimilation rule. S goes to Z before K. Okay, there we go. And now we have masma versus masma.
And then, okay, and then masla, which I do like. I think that's good.
Okay, I'm good with that. All right. So then now we have the other these environments to consider. SZ. We haven't done anything with that.
Oh. And have we done the... Oh, wait, we already did the geminate Fs and Xs, right? So we've already made that decision. So it's really just the SC.
Yes.
What about, have we considered the prenasalized Z?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same thing is happening. In fact...
Okay.
You know what?
So then that would be like mazza with the geminate Z?
Hold on, I want to see what happens. I didn't even consider that. Holy crap, hold on. This could be bad. Let's see what happens. Whoa. Mazza.
Okay, maybe we need to rethink. I don't know.
Whoa.
One little result could change everything.
Mazza. Oh my god. We could have a geminate.
It would almost have to be, right?
And if we did it after the pregemination rule. Hold on. Oh my god. Hold on a sec. So, S isn't voicing in between vowels. We've got that. And then the Z is staying. But what we could have is mazza becoming mazza, a geminate, in the modern language. But masza would become mazza, a geminate that would get killed in the gemination rule. And so the result would be massa, mazza, mazza, and mazza.
Okay. So, and just to make sure I heard that correctly, the third one, the masza, when the geminate and then it got killed, it would just be mazza with a Z, one Z.
Just one Z.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
Wow. All right. Okay.
And so we have one surviving geminate? That's what we're saying?
We do. It's a modern one because basically we're going to say that like if they had the equivalent of old movies, they would be pronouncing it Mazda. But the younger people are saying Mazda.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
Those young rabbits, wait, what's a... Oh my gosh, it's just a bunny. Oh my gosh. What are baby rabbits called? Have I mentioned it's been a week?
Listen, bunnies are toddlers. Babies are bun-buns.
Bun-buns, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay, so it's got to be after that. And then, so D goes to nothing. In between Z. Bam, geminate.
Nice. Although I like, oh, Jason says a baby rabbit's called a kit, like a fox, I guess. Oh, James agrees. I do like the suggestions. We got Broshan saying brabbies.
Barbies.
Gohiza saying Barbies.
Oh, there's a bunny emoji.
And there is a bunny emoji in Borna's.
Yeah, no, it is a kit, like, technically.
Oh, wow, okay. I thought those were only foxes.
You have to excuse me. I'm going to take a Copico because I'm realizing we're going to have to write all this up. And by we, I mean me. All right. Let's do this. Okay. So, help me remember. Okay.
Remember.
This is going to occur after nasal assimilation. This is
Yes.
going to be, we're going to call this voicing assimilation. C goes to plus voice before, what do we got?
It only happened before the pre-nasalized consonant, right? And this only refers to the S. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, it only would because nothing else is going to, that's voiceless is going to, yeah.
You know what? You make a really good point there.
Save that ink. Save that ink. All right.
Wait, a consonant though, the nasal itself is a voiced consonant, right?
Yeah, it's also minus continuant plus nasal, isn't it?
It's already voiced. It's already voiced. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. No, but
we're good.
But we do have masma, right?
We do have masma, but this would only occur before a pre-nasalized consonant. So not before the N or the M.
I'm gonna get super lazy and say plus stop plus voice / oh, but also Z.
I feel like you've come to my side of writing rules.
It's weird.
Let's just say what we're doing.
It's weird, because it's also like, I guess it would be C minus plus continuant plus voice, but then that would include L according to you.
You know what? I think we should just say what we're doing here.
Here, I'm going to say it right below. Okay. This causes Coda S to become Z before pre-nasalized stops and A and Z. There we go. All right.
Okay, so we at least have the wording down that I've got it. Whether or not we want to argue about L's, we can argue about that another day.
Yeah, these are very continuate L's, but okay. Next, something that, well, I'm just going to write this one in here since I remember it. So we're going to call this affricate simplification. This is going to come up again when we get to the next step, by the way. Let's just go. How about consonant becomes plus continuant before or after consonant, that is plus voice.
Because that would only occur if an S had become a Z.
I'm going to throw in plus continuant just in case for some reason that would take care of the nasals, because it shouldn't. All right. This rule is only there to kill the sequence. There.
Thank you.
Into the true geminate.
Which becomes.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Right.
Now, Just out of curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
should this be rule 4 or not? So should 13 and 12 switch? So that way, because this should be one of the final things that happens if the young rabbits are doing this, but the older rabbits are not.
Indeed.
Are the older rabbits still doing the central vowel sounds?
I mean, it's I think a bit trivial to say what happens first. These rules are not ordered crucially with respect to one another, but if it makes you feel better, why not?
I feel like we numbered them. That makes them ordered.
Yes, but I mean, it's just the type of thing where if you don't know the ordering, then it doesn't really matter, all right? But what matters to me, is that you have peace of mind. So you know what?
Thank you.
It's going to be Rule 13 just for you. Okay, so next, we need to write our gemination rule and our degemination rule. The degemination rule is going to be one of the last thing that happens. So it's going to be here. As I write this, you said Max said something. Do we have a Max?
Oh no, I had said, and I was going to start to say that's going to have to happen after something else, but you were already reading my mind and saying exactly what I was going to say.
You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to customize this toolbar. It's driving me nuts. At least I've got copy style and paste style up there. That's really important to me. All right.
Oh, yes, I remember.
We'll leave that be. All right. Subscript X. Oh. That's a gemination rule, not a degemination rule. My bad. Hey, I said subscript, and there we go. All right. All extant geminates become singletons. That's in there. All right. So
I was looking over when you typed that at the comments to see if there is anything. The conversation seems to have devolved from the language to worldly matters. But I didn't see what you had typed until I had turned my head, and I love it.
Oh, okay.
They become singletons. That is so perfect.
Yeah. It is kind of hard to forget what's going on right now. I mean, it's just absolutely insane that they added another playoff team to the NFL playoffs. Like, then there's the DeAndre Hopkins trade. I mean, so much.
That's all anyone's talking about.
That's all anybody's talking about. Nothing else is going on. As I think many people have noted, though, on social media, this is kind of a weird time for people that don't leave their house anyway. And that's like me. It's like I'm either at home or I'm literally traveling out of state. That's it. I never leave. Could you please reconsider adding pre-glottalized voiceless nasals? Yeah. Shall we reconsider that?
I just did.
And?
I'm good.
Okay, yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too. Thanks. I'm glad that we reconsidered that. Okay.
It's a good thing to do.
Yeah. So where do you think that it's probably somewhere, probably going to be some sort of an assimilation. Probably right here, I think. So after the voicing assimilation, this is where we're going to call this voicing actually spirant lenition. Is that good?
Wow, I never would have come up with that, but yes, I like it.
All right. Let's see, minus voice becomes plus.
You do realize that if I were in charge of typing this, it would be like F and X S becomes H.
There we go. So, a coda S becomes H before voiceless stops and fricatives. Good. And then we're going to have a rule right after this. It's probably going to be at the same time that pre-nasalized consonant simplification has. Whether it occurs before or after is not important. So we're going to call this one gemination.
Now that's a word I can stand behind.
Though, in truth, it's not a gemination rule, is it? It's a...
Oh, I guess it's not really. It's really a consonant assimilation kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's yeah, it would be a obstruent assimilation.
You and your fancy words.
Sorry. All right. So we're gonna do.
I think Chris is like me. He said my rules are also like single phonemes or lists. So that I'm glad I'm not alone.
There we go. CX before CX. There we go. All right, a coda H becomes a copy of the consonant that follows it. And that's fine because the only ones that will happen to are the voiceless ones. Sorry, go ahead.
And I believe it was, I'm trying to remember who said it last week. I think it was Victoria, but I could be totally wrong, who had suggested that we call these sacrificial geminates. So if you want to add a sentence that these are really just sacrificial geminates, that's kind of beautiful.
Okay, a coda H becomes a copy of the consonant that follows it.
Maybe a footnote.
To produce a sacrificial geminate. There we go.
Yes. It has survived.
And
I love it.
There we go. I've renamed the degemination rule. Degemination, aka geminate sacrifice.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. And Golden Pelt had asked if SM and SL are valid onsets, or had mentioned it. You weren't really asking it, but you mentioned it. Mm-hmm. And we do not have consonant clusters in the onsets, so they are not valid. Mm-hmm. And so that's that is good.
You know, the weird thing I think of when I write geminate sacrifice? It's that song by Poison, Flesh and Blood, in parentheses, sacrifice. And it's probably because I put it in parentheses that I thought of that.
Okay. Yeah, I never would have thought of that. So, yeah.
We're from the same era. Did we not listen to the same music?
But we're not. We've already determined that we had very, very different backgrounds and upbringings.
Like, was 1987, like, really important to you when Guns N' Roses came out? Like, the way it was to me?
No. No. I don't think I even knew who Guns N' Roses were until middle school, gonna be honest. I'm trying to think. It wouldn't have been in my psyche. It just wouldn't have.
We had something in SoCal for a little while, right around the time that Guns N' Roses came out, called Pirate Radio. And it was like the radio station you were not supposed to listen to.
I said Victoria, I meant Veronica. I'm sorry, that just came to me.
That's my daughter's middle name, by the way.
Yes. That must have been why I was thinking.
Meridian Victoria Peterson, a.k.a. MVP.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
All right.
Joshua has a very important question. What's in your mouth?
A Copico. Don't you remember? Roll the tape back.
What is a Copico?
Copico.
Pull back a little.
What?
There we go. Right there.
Okay.
What the heck is a Copico?
It's a coffee candy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I've never heard about that.
And they're gonna kick in $45,000 for me doing that.
Yes.
But it all goes to me because I was the one that held it up and am eating it. You get nothing.
Man. I have paper.
Ooh. There's going to be a truckload of Post-its just dumped at your door.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that.
You know, the only thing I ever successfully got in this way was Otter Pops.
Again, what? Oh, wait, are those the ice, like the frozen ones?
Yeah, but they're Otter Pops. It's a brand name, Otter Pop.
Okay.
And they have otters on them. And I was a big fan of them. Anyway, at some point in time, I started coming up with Otter Pop names that were like, that were Game of Thrones related. And they were so delighted that I was tweeting about it that they sent me 2 huge free boxes of Otter Pops.
That's amazing.
It was also like
my gosh.
It was also like 8 years ago, and I'm not finished with them yet.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, but I oddly enough, I had a couple of Otter Pops from that same batch 2 days ago.
Nice.
It was nice. Alexander the Grape, both of them.
Oh my gosh.
A good one.
Okay. So wait, does this mean we're done with these rules and we can go back to our list of questions?
Yes. So I think we're done with this. Oh, SZ. No, we already.
Oh, that has to. We already did that.
No,
right?
we already did that. Okay, that's done. Anything happening at the end of the word? So we got N. At the end of a word, we have A. I guess technically E, O, U. Like maybe not, but I. And that is it. And then we have N and S. Do we care about anything else?
Being at the end of the word?
Or do we want to kill any of those things at the end of the word? Do we want to make anything raise or lower?
Hasn't there been enough death today in the central vowels? Can we please be a little nicer?
You bet.
I am okay. If people in the comments, do you think that we should do anything to the end of the word beyond what we have already done? In general? And now we wait. Yeah, stop bullying those central vowels. I mean, he bullied them so hardcore, they're gone. They've merged. Yeah, I'll let you do that one.
I did.
But don't spit out the Copico, please.
Oh, it's done.
Okay.
Smooth. Copico. Yeah, okay, we don't have to do anything to the vowels at the end of the word.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of bloodshed today.
There really, really has been.
And so now there's this question. Palatalization. Jessie
and the answer was yes.
Jessie wants it. Jessie wants it.
I do.
So, let's go ahead and throw in some candidates here. So, let's just say... actually, let's put them at the beginning of the word so we know what we're dealing with. And then let's go ahead and Yala, and Yala. And then probably going to... Oh, wait. Sorry. Where are our super consonants?
Is that the S and the Z?
No. But we do need the Z. I forgot about the Z. I always forget about the Z. I imagine you don't remember ProStars either. My ProStars!
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was a cartoon starring a fictional version of Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Wayne Gretzky. They solved
I know
crimes.
who they are.
They solved crimes.
They did not.
Yeah.
Why were they solving crimes? Why weren't they like playing something?
That's a very good question. I think many people asked that question and then they stopped watching. It didn't last for long.
Okay, so there was no reason for me to know it because it didn't last long. Okay, so can you do me a favor and pull that window a little bit out so we can see the results? Because your camera view is hiding some of the results there. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Oh, perfect. Right there. Perfect. So here's what I think should happen. Going down the list. Nyala, shala, jala, chala. Nothing to kiala.
Okay.
Piala, miala. Those are fine.
Okay.
Oh my God, lial. How do you do? Yeah. How are you gonna do that one?
You could just have a palatal lateral.
Yes. Yeah.
Liala.
Liala. Do it for me, please.
Liala.
Liala. Oh, yours is much better. Okay.
Liala. Liala. Yeah.
Yeah, yours is way better than mine. Hiala. Hiala. Oh, I think instead that should become a palatal fricative. For
which one?
Hiala. It should be a
Shala.
Hiala.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And those are my options. Oh my gosh, but what do we do with Inyala? Oh, just nothing. That sounds beautiful just like that. And then, of course, Ijala. Why not?
Okay, so here's actually a really good question, though. Do you want... I mean, I think maybe you were talking about this one. So you want the velar nasal followed by the ya without assimilation?
Say that again, please.
So we already know that nyala is happening, the palatal nasal from the alveolar. But what about the velar? So ing-yala or inyala? Are they merging?
So are you in your second pronunciation when you are merging them?
Yeah.
Are you doing a palatal nasal or were you doing an alveolar followed by a palatal?
Palatal, inyala.
Palatal. Okay. I think they can merge because that is kind of inyala. I feel like that would eventually just come together, right?
But crucially, not not K though. K is just kiala. That's fine.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's set one. That was the easy set. Now we're going to come to the difficult questions. Okay. And I think that we're good and can remember that. H becomes sh, and the prenasalized D and prenasalized G merge. Okay. So now here comes the difficult ones. Difficult one, round one. Let me do these in order at least. That's probably fine. What are some other ones that could be difficult?
Oh, you're doing the ends.
Yeah.
I had to get closer to the screen.
I think those. Yeah. And I'm just gonna put up this one right there, and then and also this. Yes, right. Let's do all of those. Okay. Sorry. And then we need the D and the Z. All right, let's see what we got. Oh my. What the hell happened there?
Wow. Do we have too many rules?
Hold on. Something is off. That's the problem. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
Oh. Inja. I feel like some of these could just follow the same thing, right? Like Inja.
Some of them certainly.
Course,
Some of them
Inja.
certainly.
Am I reading this right? Is ANLIA becoming ENDLJ Ash?
That's correct. India.
When did we turn NL into ND? What have you been doing behind my back?
No, we did that. It's in the rules. It's in the rules. I followed this.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
I think you just added that right now. I'm just kidding.
Also, I don't think that any of these are actually going to be at the end. They're all going to be ah. I don't know why that's happening.
It kind of needs to, though.
Oh, no. It's B, D goes to N before C. Oh, wait. GF goes to... Okay, hold on. GF goes to G. Hold on. What is that? Sorry, it was going to be... okay. J goes to F after G. And G is... Wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. What? Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
That's not what happens. That's not what's supposed to happen. It's... What?
Watching this is so painful. What's happening? However, while you're puzzling on that, Golden Pelt and Elk reminded me that the commenters had won on the Scene Lee becoming Scene to Lee. And so that is indeed correct. Thank you for reminding me.
I'm a little...
But yeah, Veronica agrees. You do sound scandalized, and I'm not sure.
It's because of this rule that's stressing something after a glide. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it actually doesn't.
It was supposed to be... H goes to... Was that just a mistake?
Never. You don't make mistakes.
Not usually. I hope removing that doesn't absolutely destroy anything. Well, I'll just make a note of it that I killed the rule J goes to F after G because it makes no sense. Why would things be stressing after? That doesn't make any sense. I must have just misunderstood. It must have been a copy and paste error. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. What are we doing? Who are you?
We're looking at what should happen with these palatalized portions to see. So far, my vote is just do the same changes we already had suggested.
Okay, but...
From the last group. And I'm looking to see in the rules if anything mentions stressing after a glide.
Well, no. Don't worry about that. Worry about this form. So you were happy with kia. Are you happy with engia with the hard G? Engia versus enya.
Am I happy with that?
Yes.
Engia.
Versus
engia.
We had those merging. So it was engia, engia and then enya. Enya.
Mm-hmm.
Enya. So there wouldn't ever be a velar nasal followed by a ya. There would only be a velar nasal followed by a G, followed by a ya.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm assuming that if there's a t or a z, it's going to become it's all going to become a j. So anzia becomes enja, and ansia becomes encha. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, the last one is what happens when all the ends
was an
become
evil
S's.
laugh.
That's right, because what happens when all the N's become S's?
Okay.
Let's take a look. Ooh, that means we're going to have a geminate ja. But it also means... oh my God.
Asmia.
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 Okay.
Asmia.
I mean, Asmia is kind of fun, right?
Oh my God.
Asmia.
Okay.
That's... Should we maybe just a second, I'm trying to think. You know how there's like off glides versus the full glides, and of course you know what I'm talking about in my tired state. But like instead of it being a full like asmia, it'd be like asmia, just like a glided.
However you want to do
situation.
It, yeah. However you want to
do you like my little hand gestures there too?
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, does anybody notice read Cyrillic Rakia? Oh, I'm sorry, Rakia. Yeah, we all know how to read Cyrillic. Anyway, okay. So, Aslia, Asha, Afia, Asya. That's also become Asha, Aja. And then we have the geminate Aja. How delightful. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's going to get used a whole lot. I cannot wait.
You like that, don't you? Aja.
Yeah. Aja.
So now we really have two geminates.
Yeah, we do. And that's pretty wild that we only have two geminates, but it makes sense that they're there. Aja. Yeah. Okay.
I'm loving these rabbits more and more.
Okay, I think then we are good. We've taken everything into account. So the question is, where should this palatalization rule occur?
It's a great question. It obviously has to occur after
hiatus resolution.
7.
Yeah. Probably assimilation somewhere. Probably at the post-nasal lenition stage. Because it has to occur after that, doesn't it?
It would have to happen after that if we're going to have the Angma G.
I'm sorry, I sidestepped the biggest, hugest issue, which was this. I don't know what it's going to spit out for this, so we're going to have to just find out. Okay, so this is the big question. Are these things, and let me give you something to compare them to. So, notice that this distinction is completely leveled. Completely leveled. So in other words, apia is the same as aspia in the end stage.
Just a second. Why? Okay, because that happens so early and our voicing rule doesn't happen until much later.
Well, yeah, it's because...
So instead of abia, we're getting apia.
That's right.
Or apia. I'm getting my ashes and ahs.
And it's because the glides count as consonants, not vowels.
Should they?
This is where the ordering becomes important. So...
See, the numbers are important, David.
I never said they weren't. It's only whether rules are ordered with respect to one another. So, this has to simultaneously happen before and after lenition.
And that is just not gonna, that's not gonna happen.
I'm sorry, before and after hiatus resolution. That's the one I meant.
Yeah. I worry that what I'm about to ask is going to take us down a rabbit hole, pun intended. What would happen if we made the hiatus resolution later? Do you happen to remember why it was that early?
It made sense. Let's see, where is it? It's rule 7, right?
Number 7, yeah.
Because it had to occur before the prenasal raising. Otherwise, we didn't get the vowels that we wanted.
The A and the... Okay. Yep. And that has to occur before the annihilations part 1 and 2.
Yeah. Now, we could just say it happens before vowels and glides. That would have far-reaching consequences. Let me just...
Okay.
Let me just throw that in there so you can see what would happen. That would fix it. That would fix it if it occurred before vowels and glides. But it also means that something like apwa would become abwa.
Right.
So we'd have a lot more voiced stuff in the middle of a word than we would otherwise.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
And Jason's suggestion just gives me a headache thinking about it. The 2 changes whose ordering mattered happened in different orders in different areas of Rabbit Land. That would be insane.
That would lead to civil war. It would lead to civil war. We can't have that.
Right. I think Pablo's response was directly to that. Relaxed anarchy all over again.
Because, you know, the rabbits, they would have to... I mean... Okay, so first thing that is going to have to happen is I'm going to need something... I'm going to need a new category. What about the voicing? For the... Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what we're talking about. Never mind. All right.
Because that would really be the only thing, right? Would be that considering them as a vowels, the only thing that would really change.
I need a new letter. I'm going to use R because I don't think R has been used yet. And R is all the vowels plus ya and wa. And now these things are voicing in between R instead of V. Nothing should change? Yes, nothing changes. Okay. So then we need to go back to our voicing rule. Where is that? Weak fricative lenition and occurs in between. So glides are defined as plus vocalic plus consonantal. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So.
Do you want me to look that up for real? Because that just sounded right to me.
No, that's probably right. I think it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's the weak fricative lenition. And then where is our other voicing? Voiceless stop lenition. Okay, same thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Those go. Oh, I'm sorry. No. I'm putting that in the wrong place.
Yeah, the plus vocalic needs to be after the V.
Okay.
I just saw that.
In between. Okay, hold on a sec. V/C plus vocalic. There we go. Simple. And then there we go.
Would we ever have a glide appear before? Because those glides only appear in the sequence, right? Where...
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. You're right.
Okay.
Wait. No, yes, of course. Of course we'd have a glide before, because it's the, like, ow, right?
Oh, because you write them differently than I do. We had this discussion.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So see that they have to be added, because there's no way that you would not call owl a vowel sequence.
Yeah. But, oh no. Oh, this could produce unfortunate results. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, we're fine. We're fine.
And,
Okay.
ALK or ALK, I'm not sure how you prefer your name handle there to be said. You're absolutely right. We're not starting grammar today. Someday.
But we're all but done here. Okay. So what's the thing? I just need to write the palatalization rule. And the palatalization rule happens after the voiceless deplanation?
Wait. Yeah. Yes?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
How many times have yes? Okay, one question.
Uh-huh.
If it happens after that, and then degemination happens after that, would we not have examples where we have like a, t, ch, a, where there's still a t before the ch, and therefore the degemination rule would not end, therefore we almost kind of have a t as a coda?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna trust you.
Ostia, right? Where did I put it here?
That's a good question. Where is it?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh yeah, no, because right now.
Well, let's.
Okay, so that's already.
Let's give it a shot. Let's just do it with one. Let's just do it with one and see what happens. I'm sorry. Yeah. How do we do this? SI becomes. No. What's becoming what?
It has to be SJ, right?
I'm sorry. What? How does this work? Hold on. TJ becomes Chuck, right? There. Let's just do that. See what happens.
Okay.
Looks fine.
Atcha. Okay. So it worked out anyway.
That's occurring after the gemination rule. Sorry, let's put it before. See what happens. Same result. Yeah, it's fine.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so then we put the we'll anyway. Oh yeah, I've used that word in examples. You peel us. So
wait, that means you peel us?
Yeah, in Georgian, I use that example for like how big syllables can get, and so it means you peel us. And I finally came up with a context. It's where.
Thank you.
It's where you have a bunch of bananas, like a bunch of bananas, and they can talk, and they're talking to a human who's an idiot, and they're like, he's like, what do I do with you? How do I eat you? And the bananas say, you peel us. There you go.
That's amazing.
Anyway.
The things you have to come up with.
You know, since it doesn't matter if it happens before or after the degemination rule, why don't I go ahead and put it after, just for your well-being.
For my ease of mind?
Yeah, because...
Ease of mind? What the heck is that? Peace of mind?
Is there a quicker way to write this rule than just doing them all?
That's a good question. All right, so what is... First, we have to think about what is being affected to see if we can find some sort of natural class. Because not everything is being affected.
Well, it's not, but it makes sense. So in other words, it's all the coronals plus the glottal fricative plus the velar nasal. That's it. So no, it's not a natural class, but I think it makes sense. It's fine.
Well, it does, but for writing the rule beyond just saying plus coronal. line, velar nasal, or H.
Okay, so then NJ becomes Enya everywhere. And then, what else? What other coronals exist? All right.
All right, so what did you have already?
ZY becomes J. SY becomes Sh. Okay, so we got T, D, N, S, Z.
And then the pre-nasalized Z as well, but that would be gone by then, right?
Yeah, it's gone by then. We don't need to worry about that.
Okay,
LJ
so then there's the L and the N.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And then that's the only thing that changes. So you're fine with aria, and achia.
Oh, I was going to say pull those to palatals.
Those two?
That was my suggestion.
No,
I was fine with achia and agia.
Your suggestion was for the glottal fricative.
Oh, no, that was my bad pronunciation then. Mine was for the X to become a C.
Oh, well, what about the glottal fricative? Ahia.
I feel like it would just disappear.
Just the entire segment. So ahia becomes ah.
Becomes ah, yeah. The H would disappear.
Ahia? Oh. We didn't
How
discuss.
Do you feel about
we didn't discuss this.
You're not happy with that?
No.
Really, just get rid of it. But I mean, Chris just says let's do both, right? The X and the H become the palatal.
Okay.
And that's all right. We'll just have a bit of overlap there when the two come together. Because wouldn't that just be natural if you're trying to do like achia, you just achia.
Yeah.
You just get the little.
I've done it plenty of times. I've done it plenty of times with plenty of languages. It's all good. Okay. I think that's it. Let's see what happens. Looks more or less correct. Oh, I forgot. That one too. I don't think there's any that are affected there, but that is copy. Let's try that. Yeah, that works. And yeah.
Okay.
And just out of curiosity, let's see what happens there. Same thing. And Ankia. Yeah.
And then can you scroll down a tiny bit on the window so we can see all the outputs? Or scroll up. Let me get my directions right. Oh, perfect. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have, okay, so that would be Enya and then Engia. Yeah. I think that looks good. All Golden right. Pelt says to check Anlia, Anlia.
Anlia? Yep.
Perfect.
Andlia, whatever. And then
vowel schmouse.
What was giving us the geminate Z's?
The geminate Z's was because of the it would have been because of the pre-nasalized consonant. Yeah, because the voicing assimilation would make the S become a Z. So if an S appears before a pre-nasalized stop, it becomes a Z. Later they get simplified, and it would literally be much later when that rule it's the very last one, the affricate simplification, when ZDZ becomes ZZ.
Can you give me a word where that happens?
Of course.
Because I'm not seeing it anymore.
So if we had like MAS prenasalized ZA.
Oh, I gotcha. It was the S. Oh dear.
Oh, what happened there?
We ended up with.
Oh, because okay.
Okay, wait. No, the SZ one that wasn't where that happened. It was just this one. It was just this one. Yes, it was just that one. And I hold on. I got it. Crap. Oh, and by the way, just to be clear, this palatalization, right? It's only happening before yeah. It's not happening before e. Is that correct?
Say that again.
So we have.
You're asking if it happens before just an I.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I think it's only before a yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Just as long as we're happy.
Says it was ASNZIA. But that would be a prenasalized Z. That's exactly what I think that would have.
Yeah, but it's not coming out right in the rules. So
I think though that's because, hear me out here, our affricate simplification does not occur until last. The palatalization right now is occurring rule number 14. So it's palatalizing the Z before we get to affricate simplification. Wow. Don't even ask what I just said.
Okay. I think hold on. This is what's going to have to happen. That and then a rewrite rule. Z becomes sh before sh. There, that fixes it. Okay, so
as sh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where did that simple? Yeah, there it is. Kills the sequence. It turns into the Gemini. So we need. Oh, Jesus! We needed another rule somewhere in here.
All the rules.
It would be. This is going to be called palatal assimilation. And that is C becomes plus palatal before consonant, that is plus palatal. I think this is only going to affect one segment.
I think that's absolutely right.
This rule changes Z into ja before ja. That's it. And then this rule kills the sequence. ZDZ. The sequences ZDZ and Z ja. Turns them into the true geminates ZZ and ja respectively. The only geminates left in the language. The proudest geminates.
And you got to type respectively again.
Yes, I did. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you for that callback. All right. Okay, so then the palatalization rule, we just need to write it and we're done. Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Yep. Language done. Okay.
Who needs words?
Consonant.
We got sounds.
Plus palatal before. Oh, wait. Yeah, because it doesn't come that before that, it turns into that. So.
Right.
And then it's C.
Well, I feel like the
plus coronal.
Coronal is the easy one.
Or C plus velar minus
stop.
Plus continuum. Yeah, minus stop. Goodness gracious. And then C plus glottal. This is terrible. But, you know, that's what's going to happen. There we go. Okay. This palatalizes a bunch of stuff. Coronals.
Done.
Coronals become palatals. Non-velar stops. Non-oral. No, wait. Non-velar oral. Shoot. Velar non-oral stops become palatals. And the glottal fricative becomes a palatal in conjunction with a following palatal glide. That is, yeah. Okay.
So
we'll remember.
Question, because I just realized, I mean, like, I'll remember what I was thinking. But I think we do need to take a moment to realize that palatal fricatives could be loosely categorized into, or more finely categorized rather, into post-alveolar and true palatal fricatives. Because in my head, S and Z are becoming post-alveolar, sh and j, while X and the gamma are becoming the C, the true palatal fricatives. So the C with the little hangy downy, the h and the h. Do we need to specify that, or is that just like it is pulled toward the palatal section from the direction it is, and that's fine?
Well, this is where I think we can have two rabbit dialects. I would prefer them to merge.
To all become sh, or to all become the true palatal?
One or the other. Either way, we would still Romanize them as if they were post-alveolar fricatives, and this is and affricates, and this is because that even if they're not pronouncing it correctly, they'll be pronouncing it mostly correctly for people that are not language people. So there are a few times where I actually have contrasted true palatals with post-alveolars. And honestly, this is a place where it could happen, but I just don't want to do it for this project. But let us acknowledge that it could happen.
Okay. So in a situation where you have, for example, like we had been looking at, let's do this instead. That would become Aisha. And that's okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It could become Aisha, but yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a lot of shs potentially.
Not as many as you think.
X, and H would all become...
Not as many as you'd think, because it's only in this unique environment where we have this on-glide, right? So, I mean, it's going to happen in a lot more places than it would otherwise, but it's still a very small amount of places.
Very true. It is only one vowel after all.
Yeah.
And it's only when it's the glide, not when it's the regular E. So, okay.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good for now.
Oh my gosh. Did we just potentially finish all of our questions for phonology?
Quite possibly, maybe, potentially.
I love it.
All right. So then let's fill in this.
The green.
Yeah. And this is actually no longer this is its own phoneme now.
But green.
Oh crap, it's because of the... Sorry, just 1 minute. Why do they make the equal sign a dead key on the IPA keyboard? That tells you. Alright. So we're going to count these as stops. But yeah, I will note that I could absolutely see these things splitting. Yes, I could. Basically, like, coming from this way, but then I would see that happening with the velars, too. So it wouldn't just be a velar followed by a ya, it would be a palatal stop. Yeah. So it would be straight Hungarian. You'd have ya versus ja. Everywhere. Ya versus ja, and kya versus cha, and then also sha versus hya, and ja versus ya. That one I have a really hard time Romanizing. Ja. when it's distinguished from je. That one's a difficult one. I never quite know what to do with that.
And Veronica had asked 18 historical phonological changes, ? And so I think, though, within 10 generations, that's actually a good amount. I'm not sure if there was a bit of surprise at how many there were or how few, but I think that's a good earmark for our rabbits.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. Were you surprised there were that few or there were that many? Asking Veronica.
I'll keep watching to see if Veronica replies.
Okay, we got that. Then we've got that. And then... Oh my... What the heck was that?
What was that?
I certainly hope that wasn't, like...
Your social security number?
Oh, my goodness. Well, just in case it was, why don't you go ahead and say yours? So then, it's even.
So then we're even. We're even.
Yeah.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's somebody's.
I was the lucky one.
There was a great joke on The Simpsons. I forget who it was, but it's asking for Burns' social security number, and he says, not 2. And he says, damn you, somebody who was very old. I forget.
I mean, somebody has to be that, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see. These, all of our phonemes, remember that the green are active phonemes, the red are no longer phonemes.
They're dead.
Yeah, they're dead. If it was in parentheses, it means it's a sound that occurs, but it's not an actual phoneme. I don't know if we actually have any of those
Actually,
anymore.
We took that away.
Yeah.
So I think that covers it. Yeah. Do you, as far as gymnasts, you don't put those in the chart, right? You're just going to say, like, hey, that can happen.
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah. All right.
And I have not seen a response from Veronica about whether that surprise was at how many there were or how few.
Yeah.
But if I see one pop up, I'll let you know.
Okay. Is there anything else? I think I'm missing. All right.
I think that's it.
Okay, good. So, just go ahead and delete that. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and start writing this part up. But as we do that, let us go ahead and have a free-ranging, respectful discussion about grammar.
Free-ranging, respectful. In less than 12 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. We do have actually 2 more. W and Y.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, or W and yeah. Those are both approximants now. Okay, that's in there. So, here we go. PB. So let's make sure that I've got all of these. So, PB, W, M, N. Oh, wait. Okay, so those are all the labials. F, V, right? And then also T, D, N, S, Z. And then...
did you get L?
Palatals. No, I didn't. Thank you, L.
Okay.
And then all of the ones that are in the palatal column will need to be written with something different.
Right.
K, G, and then H. Those are all the ones that are written the same. Everything else is going to be written different. Okay, good. Yeah, you can see where I used this sound before the voiced velar fricative. I used just ZH for ja. because there was no other good way to do that. We don't have any of that. We don't have those. Cool. Let's see, but this is how I did the voiceless one. If we had a symbol for a voiced H, it would be perfect.
I mean, yeah.
Honestly, if the Roman alphabet had been invented by Hungarians, it would be so much better. Like, we wouldn't have any problems anymore.
I think we should have stuck with the runic alphabet myself.
Okay. Oh, so here's a question. We're going to have to go Angma versus Angma GG, right?
Yeah. Because we are going to have... Well, no, wait. We'll never have an NG that's not... But we will need to have... I guess we would just have to be okay with NGG.
Yep.
Okay.
Gonna have to do it. All right. As in finger. We call them fingers, but they never fing. All right.
Mine fing all the time. I don't know what you're talking
about. The fingiest fingers of all. All right. Done with that. We don't have interdental fricatives. Okay. Nope. Do have that. We got this. Don't need that. I don't have that. Don't have that. We don't have any R's. We don't have a glottal stop. Certainly don't have that. And we don't need this or that, actually. We don't need that. We will need a, and yep. Just going to spell it like that. I do like ash, but I don't think enough people who are not familiar with language will recognize it. So if they see that and they pronounce it ah, it's not the end of the world.
It's the end of my realm. You know I like the ash.
I know. Okay, we don't have any of those. We don't have long vowels. And is there anything that we missed?
Ash, the other vowels are just spelled. And we're just assuming... Oh, yeah, because those vowels are up above. I think that is it.
All right, we hit everything in the palatal region. Oh, no, we didn't.
We have the L,
Yeah, we don't have the L.
Oh, it was there at one point. Did you?
I didn't recall seeing it.
I swear I saw it. Never mind then. We're good.
Put it right there. So just in yields. Eels.
So Beatrice had asked why there are two sections for the phonological description. And I believe the question is targeting why there is the section that is currently being revised versus the romanization and pronunciation down below.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, it's a way of establishing the romanization, what is going to be used, and then matching the romanization to the IPA in the second part of that section.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like just spelling everything out, especially for anyone who's not a linguist and is unfamiliar, or just anyone who doesn't really remember all the IPA. I mean, let's face it, even linguists forget these things. And so it's really just a good way to make sure everybody knows roughly how to say the word that they're seeing spelled out.
Now, with this E here, do we want it to have a specific pronunciation or be like the E in, negative, where you can just pronounce it however you want? Negative. Only people who think things about you.
I mean, that's where you could get some fun dialectal variation, right? Where you've got I think you know that my dialect is in a dialect that says egg and leg.
I do.
Versus the egg and leg.
Oh, I do too, but I don't say negative.
Well, why not? You could.
I don't know.
But no, I don't either. But I do think that it could just be left that way for now.
All right. Good. Okay, there's the K.
Maybe later when we have words and stuff, we'll change our mind and come back.
Yeah, there's that. LMN, and then we need to put in. So we have the reminder, NGG, pronounced like NG, finger. Good. And then the NY.
Oh my gosh, Jason just called the future dialects Rabolex, and I've never been so happy. So Rabolect. Oh, and I love that your word is minion, not onion.
Yeah, I can't abide it.
You forgo the onions.
I can't abide them. They're so, like, both disgusting tasting and smelling, and also, it's just their sliminess. They're so slimy.
Are you sure you had good onions?
Like, in my entire life, they're all the same. Like,
I think you found some rotten onions.
I'm talking about cooked onions. Let's be clear there, at least. I mean...
Okay, well, yeah, well, I would hope if they're
so
slimy
vile.
that they weren't just raw.
So vile. All right.
So I meant to be making sure you were on target. I think you were. Sorry. I was thinking about onions and minions.
Okay. I don't think that we have any... No, we do have double digraphs. So, for example...
We do, but I would definitely maybe not say they occur frequently.
Really?
Because we literally only have the S and the J.
Occur in 2 specific places in LangTime. An important note about the same. First level,
Beatrice wants to know, will there be creoles after we finish all of the animals' languages, like rabbit, mouse, creole?
That is actually a really good idea. I mean, I was kind of like dealing with this synchronic state, but the question is, what would happen years later, when they get along again? Because right now the animals are fighting, which is very sad. But presumably they'll come to a point where they get along again, right?
Right.
And so, then the question is, what do we do there? All right, so absolutely, yes. At that point in time, there could absolutely be many interspecies creoles. That would be delightful.
I think that would be very fun to... I mean, that could be like season 33, right?
Yeah, there we go. Oh man, I can't wait till we're both 590. It's gonna be so cool.
Just got to get that philosopher's stone.
Oh yeah. Which you're working on that, right?
I still am.
I put it on your list.
I'm not going to say too much more right now about it. I don't want other people to find out.
That's
where
right.
I'm
Spoilers. Okay. I don't know if I got everything. Oh, I didn't get the right. Sorry. I'll just quickly write that in.
I should be sorry.
I do love ash, but the thing is, I know that for others of these languages, I'm going to be using this for because it's going to make a lot more sense. And so I don't want to, I don't want to have like one language in the same game, one language using ash for and the other one using this for I'm just going to use the same thing so that they always know.
I agree.
Oh gosh, it says onion there. Hold on. Minion. There we go. Okay, so shoot, we have 1 minute left and we didn't talk about grammar. So in 1 minute, I said I remember at the very beginning I wanted this to be a head initial language, right?
Right.
Are we kind of on board with that, head initial?
I am totally on board. I was actually going to ask what we should open up for a vote, and one of my ideas was to open up head initial versus head final, but then now that you say that, I do remember that you had mentioned head initial, and I am definitely okay with that.
I will open this though. I will ask the question. How about this? How about type of writing system?
Oh, that would be a good question for them to vote on, especially
Yeah.
with that close connection of just having wrapped up some sounds.
Yeah, because it's going to be coming up soon, and we're going to have to figure out how to do it. And we might need your help to do a live test to figure out how we can do it. But it's coming up soon. So, writing system, I'm just going to go ahead and take, ideographic off the table. Or not.
Please, please.
I need to finish this sometime.
Right.
So, but anyway, other than that, alphabet, abjad, syllabary, like true syllabary or abugida. Those are all on the table. I ask you to just kind of keep our phonology in mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to put abjad as a possibility, but no.
You can't put it. You know that's going to be voted, and already there's like 2 votes for abjad in the comments. 3 votes.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Oh my god.
Someone though, here it is. James said it should be written top to bottom because bunny holes. That's kind of brilliant.
I mean, we're gonna make this thing a font, which will make that difficult. But I'm actually not. I'm not opposed to that. I'll give you left to right or top to bottom. So these will be 2 separate polls. Can you do that in the same post, or are we gonna have to have a bunch of different posts? We might have to do 2 different posts. Okay, so we'll do left to right or top to bottom, and then and those are the only 2 options. We're not doing Bistrophedon or anything like that. Don't try me. And then you know what? Object could work. But the thing is, rather than it being like an Arabic abjad where the inherent vowel that's assumed is just an it would be a schwa, wouldn't it? And then you'd have to have specification for e, u, and for the long vowels. It doesn't really make sense though, because long vowels, I mean, they're not long. They never were long.
Right.
Furthermore, the schwa had the same status as all the other vowels. God, an object just doesn't make sense. Oh, it's killing me. Can I?
Eternal says, "What about an impure abjad?"
I just don't see how this thing doesn't end up becoming either an alphabet or an abugida, even if it starts off as purely consonantal. I mean, because just sit with me for a moment.
I don't think we had consonant heavy enough syllables to do abjad, is my personal opinion.
All of these would be spelled the same way.
Yeah.
And I can keep going. And I can keep going.
But I think you've made your point, so
okay.
I just don't think that is the best.
Yeah, and we didn't have. The thing that really kills this is we didn't have original glides. We didn't have glides being a part of the original proto-consonantal inventory.
Mm-hmm.
No. All right.
So I think we should limit what options they can vote on, because if it just doesn't make sense for the language itself to be an object, that shouldn't even be an option. Because remember, column D will get voted in.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Abjad is off the table. I truly apologize. But I will revisit the possibility of having an abjad when we come to another language. Something that makes more sense. But I will also explode the options a little bit. So it could be a forwards or backwards syllabary. And it could be true syllabary or an alpha syllabary or abugida. And remember the distinction between those. Think remember hiragana is a syllabary. None of the glyphs is basic. They're all different. Versus an abugida, one of the glyphs is basic and it gets changed depending on what's happening. I'll give those all as options, and we'll come up with different ways for doing them depending on what we choose.
By the way, there are some amazing blends going on. Rabugita.
Ooh, Rabugita. Rip Rabjad.
Yeah, Rabjad. There was one with alphabet up above. Rabbitabet. It's been. You guys are very clever. This is fun to watch.
Rababet. Rabfabet.
Something like that.
But yeah, Rabugita is perfect though.
Oh, yes. Rabugita. It kind of is.
I love this. All right. Well then. Yeah. All right. So that vote will be up. Next week we're probably going to, I'm going to guess we're probably just going to focus on grammar, and we will push the writing system a little bit because there are some technical questions that we need to solve. And incidentally, what I mentioned that we wanted to test, we're trying to test being able to stream multiple windows at the same time, but it results in flickering on the screen, and it also means that we have to reduce the size of certain windows. So I would love to get people's feedback on both the sizing of windows and if the flickering that happens is really going to be a problem for you. So when we announce that live test, we'll let you know well in advance. It probably wouldn't be more than 10 or 20 minutes, and we won't do any work on the language. It's just going to be testing out the stream. Anyway, otherwise, Jessie, did you want to say a few words for your central vowels?
They were fun while they lasted. I'm not going to lie. Angala was a painful death for me, but we'll survive. The language shall persevere.
Angala is dead. Long live Angala.
It's so different. But no, I think we made amazing progress today, and I'm very excited to jump in on some grammar things next time.
All right. And also, this is a reminder to you to remind me to copy the sound change applier data into the note.
Let me get my handy dandy paper.
Perfect. Yeah. Just set that reminder for like 10 seconds.
Done.
Cool. All right. Thanks everybody. Stay safe, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.